Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. I'm really excited to show you my new heart wrap bracelet. This bracelet is my own original design. I hope you guys like it. I basically came up with this name because to me it looks like the color bands look like hearts and then the black and white kind of wrap around it. So that's how I came up with the name. This bracelet does have a really cute backside as well, which looks like this. I used Persian gold and Persian pink on this one and all regular bands on the left one. Now, it is reversible, however, with jelly bands and the, depending on the opaque bands that you're using, it tends to not wear as nice on the side. The Persian band, it does. So that can just help you out a little bit there. But this side, wears very comfortably and stays in place. So, to make this bracelet, it does take approximately 120 bands. Of course, that depends on your wrist size. And without wasting your time any further, let's get started. To make this bracelet, you do need 2 full looms for the bracelet to fit all the way around your wrist without an extension. You want the 3 bar pins aligned with 1 loom in front of the other just to make it long. For my wrist size, which is about a 7-inch, I only go up 4 pins, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I stop here, 4 pins high into the second loom. And that fits good around my wrist. Also, you do need 1 C-clip and your hook. The colors I'll be using are white, blue, and tie-dye jelly. To get started, you want to take 1 single band, and you're just going to lay it on this middle pin here for the end. So you can just sit it there like so. Now, the first bands we're going to lay are going to lay horizontal across the bottom pins here, and they will be doubled. Now, just so you have an idea, I'm going to be using white, and I also used white in this bracelet. So the color we lay for the horizontal will be that white band there. So that can help you choose your color scheme. So make sure that you grab 2 bands, and you're just going to stretch it straight across all 3 of these bottom 3 pins, like so. Push that down, and now the next bands that we're going to lay on, we're going to lay it like a upside down V. So we're just going to go out to the middle, out to the middle. So the color that I'm using for that is going to be my tie-dye jelly, and that's basically what the color of like your heart is. So this outside band right here is that color. So you're going to lay 1 single band going up like so, and from the right pin into the middle again, like that. The only time we use the double bands are for the horizontal bands. So now that we've done that, we need to do a regular V going this way, and I'm going to be using my blue for that. So you just want to go from the bottom pin here, stretch it up to the left, and then from the middle up to the right, like so. We're going to keep doing this exact layout all the way up the loom. You want to make sure you're laying them exactly as I am. So it needs to be the 2 horizontal, the upside down V, and then the regular V. It has to be in that order. So now I'm going to go back to laying my horizontal bands. Make sure there's 2 of them. And we're going to lay that straight across these 2 pins here, or 3 pins. Push those down. Sorry about my hand. And we're going to lay our upside down V. And now we're going to lay our regular V. So coming from the middle here. You always start where the horizontal band is. Like so. Grab 2 more of your whites or horizontal color bands. Stretch it across. Just like that. Push those down. Going and making our upside down V. And now our regular V. So my regular V's will always be the blue color. And now we need to lay our horizontal bands again. I'm just kind of switching, going back and forth with my tie-dye jelly bands. Not really doing it in any specific color order. My upside down V and my regular V. And then you always end the V's with your double horizontal bands. Push those down. The bracelet definitely comes out nicer if you make sure these horizontal bands are nice and straight. So we're just going to continue doing this pattern all the way up the loom. And if you get ahead of me, you can certainly fast forward or what have you, just so you're not waiting on me. Just going to kind of silently keep laying this since we're doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm trying not to go too fast just so you guys can follow along. It does get a little bit squished, so you do have to push your bands down. So keep adding more on. I'm not going to go off of camera. That's why I said if you want to just, excuse me, fast forward if I'm taking too long, you can certainly do so. And I should have said this before, I am always laying my left side and then my right side. And it's just important to do that just so the bracelet comes out with like a nice looking pattern. It's always good to stay consistent with which way you're laying the bands, and it helps you not get confused when you go to loop it. Also make sure, or try to make sure, that they're not like twisted amongst each other. Like for example, these two, make sure that one's laying nicely on the bottom and the next on top, just because when you go to loom it out, it's going to make things a lot easier if they are not tangled, because I've had a few tangle and it makes it pretty difficult. didn't realize how much blue were in these tie-dye bands. I would have used a different color with the tie-dye instead of blue. Hopefully it doesn't all just blend together. So I'm actually starting on my second loom, so I'm only going to go up 4 rows. If you only have 1 loom, you should have stopped here. And make sure you don't put the double bands on the very last row. We don't want the double bands going on the last row. So if you're only using 1 loom, just fast forward until I get here and then just follow the same steps. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the very last one I'm going to lay. Is this next one right here. And as I just said, you do not want to lay a horizontal band. So after you lay your upside down V, then you're going to lay your last regular V, like so. And we are going to add a cap band on to this pin here, so you can actually do that now if you'd like. If you like your bracelet to close like tighter at the end, it's a little bit loose, you can do a triple cap band. If you like it loose, do a double cap band. If you like it tighter, do a triple cap band on this first pin. It doesn't really matter which. I'm just going to do a double. So that very end middle one, you want a double cap band. Your loom should look like this, all the way down. And what I would recommend doing before we go ahead and loom it is going in and pushing all your bands down carefully, because you don't want to get them all twisted up. So get them all pushed down, and then we're going to turn our loom around with the arrows facing ourselves so we can start the hooking process. Okay, so I do have all my bands pushed down, and now we can go ahead and start the looping process. What we're going to do is we're going to start looming in this middle pin here. We need to push back this double cap band or triple cap band, whichever you used, and we're going to loom the top band out to the right. Or wait, which one's first? No, I'm sorry. We're going to loom the top one out to the left and the bottom one out to the right. If you followed the way I laid them, it should be the same looming for you as well. So go inside that middle band, grab the top band, stretch that to the left, going back in that middle pin, grabbing the next band, and bringing that out to the right, like so. Now we're going to bring the left and right up into the middle. And it doesn't really matter which one of these you do first. I would just recommend staying consistent either way that you do it. So I always start on the left side, and then the right. Bring those to the middle like that. Push the middle down a little, because now we need to go in the ends and grab the white bands and also bring that to the center. So you need to push back these top 2 bands here. I like to kind of go over to the side a little bit because it's kind of hard doing it there. So just push those top 2 bands out of the way and grab those 2 white bands, or whatever color is your horizontal band. Carefully take that off of the pin and just bring that into the center, like so. And we're going to do the same thing to the right side. So pushing back those 2 top bands, grabbing those 2 whites, and bringing that into the middle, like so. And now we're going to do that again, starting at the center pin. This is one of the hardest ones to do because there is a lot of bands that's always on the center. But you have to get inside. Let me see if I can hold this up a little bit. You have to get inside all of these bands. So push all of those back and grab the very top band. So as you can see, this is the band here. So look for that color, these 2 on the sides. Pushing all of those back. You can see that color a little bit. Grab that very top band and bring that out to the left. And that's why I said it's important that they're not twisted, so that you automatically know that the top one goes out to the left and the right one goes, or the bottom goes out to the right. Just like that. And now we're going to go to the left side, grabbing the, end of this pin here. Make sure you're going inside those bands. Grabbing that band on the left pin, bringing that to the middle. And now come on the right side, going in those bands, grabbing the blue, bringing that to the middle. Like so. Push that down. And now we need to go inside these 2 and bring the white in. So go inside these bands here, grabbing the white, the 2 double bands, bring that to the center. Coming on the right side, grabbing those 2 white bands, bringing that into the center. Push that down. And I try not to get these twisted either, because you're going to see that a lot in the bracelet. So now that we've done that, we need to go inside this pin. So always remember, after bringing your horizontals into the middle, you start on that same pin in the middle. So once again, I always pay attention to what color is right here, because that's the color I need to grab. So push back all these bands, grab the top band, come out to the left, go back in, and go out to the right. Coming in here, grabbing this left band, bringing that to the center. Grabbing the right band and bringing that to the center. Push your center down, and now we're going to bring our whites in. So going inside, grabbing those 2 double whites, bringing it into the center and doing the same on the right. And we're just going to keep doing that all the way up the loom. So starting in the middle, bringing the top to the left, and the next one to the right. Now we need to bring our sides up. And now we're going to go inside here, grabbing our whites, and bring them into the center. Trying to hold my loom up so you guys can see it a little better. Looks like this one's a little twisted, so hopefully it's laying right. Yes, it is. Good. So out to the left, out to the right. Coming here, bringing it up to the center, up to the center. And it does matter which order you're looping these. So make sure that you're always bringing the ones to the outside first and then bringing these center ones in, because it changes the look of the bracelet completely if you do it the opposite way. Okay, so my phone actually cut off as I was recording. Sorry about that. So the last thing I did was brought my left whites into the center, my double bands. And now I'm coming over here on the right side, grabbing those 2 double bands. bringing those into the center. I would definitely make sure you have them pushed down before you bring them in, because it is hard to get them all on there since there's so many bands. So once again, we're going back into this middle band, doing the left, and then the right, and then bringing your left up and your right up. Push those down and do the double white bands again into the center. So I probably already said this, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish looming on camera so you guys can just kind of follow along. If you get ahead of me, just go ahead and fast forward. I'm trying to loom by using my camera instead of, like I'm looking in the camera to loom instead of looking at my actual loom, and it's making it kind of hard. That's why I'm moving a little slow, so I'm sorry. I'm really sorry if my hand is kind of like in the view. I'm really trying not to get it in your way. I'm slowly getting to the end, guys. Feel like it's taking forever. Oh, I did not want that one to be first. Now I have my bands all twisted up. Okay, so in case this happens to anyone else, I just actually broke that band. So I'm going inside, because I lost my left band here. It has to go under. I'm losing focus. This had to happen at the end, didn't it? Come on, there we go. Alright, so this band here should be going under this blue one. So I'm just going to go inside this pin here, making sure you're going through all of the bands. I'm just waiting for my focus. There we go. Make sure your hook is through all the bands and under that blue one, and then you have to grab onto that band from inside, or from, underneath there, and pull that band up through all those other bands. So hopefully that does not happen to any of you. And voila. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys can get this done much quicker, because it's easier when you can just look down on top of it to see inside where those bands are. Because I made actually a couple of them very, very quickly. But using the camera makes it a little more harder. So for the very last one, you're going to do the same thing that you did the entire time. The very last thing you should do is grab the 2 double whites and bring them into the center, just like you've been doing the entire time. Just like that. And now I told you to lay 1 single band here at the end. So just grab onto it on the outside like I'm doing. And then you're going to go inside all of these bands, grabbing onto the other side of that white band. And just pull it up like that. And then attach the other side on your hook like that. You can slide it down on your hook like this as you pull it off. Or you can go ahead and just attach your C-clip now while it's on there, which is what I'm going to do. So just grab your C-clip and pop it on to those 2 bands. Make sure you get around both of them, like so. And then you can just kind of let it go. Now what I do to take it off of the loom is I go through and I go like this. It just helps it look cleaner. So just use your hook to release all of these from the sides, or at least the first couple ones, because if you get a good grip on it, make sure you have your fingers close to the pins and pull up. It does pop off pretty easy, so you don't really have to go and do that all the way down the loom. Just the first couple ones helps get it off the loom. But just make sure you have a nice grip on it and just pull up like so. Go ahead and stretch it out. I don't know what's up with my focus tonight. There we go. Looks pretty cool with the tie-dye. I really like it. So just give it a nice little stretch. There's really not a whole lot you need to do once you take it off of the loom. If you have any bands that are twisted, you can obviously play with it, but it should, like that one's a little twisted, so you can If you're like a neat freak like I am, you can just go in here with your hook and try to hide that little twisted piece. But anyway, there you have my completed heart wrap bracelet. I think it looks super cool. Let's go ahead and get it hooked. So you have your hook on the left side. Just come down here on the right side and locate. It's kind of tucked up. You have a double cap being here. It's kind of blending in, but it's there. So you just grab that and hook it up like so. And that's what I meant by if you want it tighter. You should have used a triple band, but I don't mind it. So there you have it. Here we go. It's a little hard to see the hearts as much with it being tie-dye, but I still think it came out really cute. So yeah, this is my own original design. I hope you guys like it. I'm a little tired tonight, so I don't know if you could hear it in my voice, but I do apologize if I'm not as enthusiastic as I usually am, but I am super excited about this design. I hope you like it. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and please tag me at Loves to Loom on Instagram if you decide to make it, because I would love to see your creation. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all at my next video. Have a good night. Bye.